Hello and welcome to the Rising Freshman presentation for the class of 2026. We're excited to welcome you to Ravenwood High School. My name is Whitney Schulze. I'm one of the school counselors, and I'm also here with another counselor, Ms. Askins.
Hello. Yes, I'm Ms. Askins, and we are so excited to walk you through our Course Choice 101 presentation for Rising Freshmen. We wanted to introduce our administration to you, our principal, Dr. Pam Baden. We also have Dr. Bridget Gorkowski. She is over the Rising 12th grade. Dr. Reggie Mason, Rising 11th grade. Mrs. Leslie Harris, Rising 10th grade. And then most important to you all will be Mr. Lance Wilson. He is for the Rising 9th grade, and he will follow you for the next 4 years. Our counseling team, I am Ms. Askins. I have last names A through CO.
And I'm Whitney Schulze. I have last names CR through G.
We have Brody Failer, last names H through L. Leah Johnson, last names M through PO. Debbie Frost, who is our counseling department chair, and she has last names PR through TI. And Marna Craig has 2Z. This is our student registration timeline. So most of your students came over from the middle schools on February 1st for Universal Day, and we had a blast. February 7th and 8th, students will receive their recommendation sheets and course recommendation options at their middle schools. We also have tonight our Parent Course Choice 101 presentation. So hopefully you came to that or are viewing it now. Tomorrow morning, there will be a Sign Up Genius sent via email to sign up for your registration appointment at the middle school. This weekend, February 11th through 13th, you will enter your course requests into Skyward from Home. This is your registration weekend, and keep in mind to please use the student's Skyward account. Registration will not work from a parent account. It must be the student side. February 16th through 17th, we will be meeting with students and parents at Sunset Middle School. And February 23rd through March 2nd, except for March 1st, we won't be there. We will be meeting at Woodland Middle School.
Okay, so if you are watching this after our presentation, you hopefully have a lot of documentation in front of you with what your student was recommended for, as well as some classes and some graduation requirements. So this is just a snapshot of graduation requirements for you. Every student takes English every year. We need 4 credits. Every student takes math every year with at least 4 credits. If you started with Algebra 1 or Geometry in middle school, then you will have more than 4 credits by the time you graduate. Science, you need 3 credits. Social studies, 3 credits. You'll see there in the snapshot that they are very specific credits. So we will talk about that whenever we do our 4-year plans with your student. Wellness and PE, we have a 1.5 year requirement. Personal finance is a semester. Foreign language needs to be 2 years of the same foreign language. Fine art, you need at least 1 year of a fine art. And then the elective focus piece, we also require 3 credits in the same focus area with a total of 22 credits needed for graduation. If you're doing the math there, every student takes 6 classes every year. So that means that most of our students graduate with more than 22 credits, but 22 credits is the minimum for graduation. And so you can kind of see as you're coming into high school, as your student is starting high school, we move away from those report cards and we go to transcripts, okay? So everything is starting fresh as a 9th grader. We have an example transcript here. It's just 9th and 10th grade on here that you can see. But for this, what really jumps out is one at that top. You'll see it highlighted. It says cum weighted GPA. So cumulative weighted GPA, that is what we're starting in high school. Other things that you might notice is we have semester 1 and semester 2. Those stand alone on the transcript. There's no more quarter report cards like how you sometimes get in elementary and middle school. We assign grades based on each semester, and that's what reflects on the transcript and goes into that weighted GPA. You'll see at the bottom of each year, there's a year GPA and the number of credits earned. for that ninth grade year for this student, it's a lot of credits because they're pulling some credits from middle school. So you'll see Algebra 1, Geometry, and Spanish 1 on this student's transcript with the pass next to it and the 1.0, meaning that they earned credit and they passed the class, but they did not, that pass does not factor into their GPA. So whatever grade they may have earned in that class, it does not start their high school GPA. It just starts their credits, but doesn't start any of that. So everybody's starting fresh as a freshman. And so this is kind of why we just encourage freshmen to really think about their classes as they're going into freshman year, because we want to do our best to start that that freshman year GPA off strong. It's a lot easier to keep that GPA higher than it is to maybe try to build it back up after a tough year. And speaking of, what is a cumulative weighted GPA? Okay, so here at Ravenwood, this is our GPA scale. This is the scale for all Williamson County schools. An A is 91 to 100, B 81 to 90, and so on. For our classes, we offer standard classes or regular classes. We offer honors classes, and we offer AP, which stands for Advanced Placement. These are College Board classes. College Board is who's in charge of SAT. And so these are classes that students can potentially earn college credit if they do well on the AP exam at the end of the school year. But these are classes that are kind of college rigor in that sense because they can earn credit. So when we're looking at classes for a student, a regular class or a standard class like English 1 standard, if you earn an A in that class, that gets you 4 points towards your GPA. If it's an honors English, you get 4.5 points for an A. If it's an AP English, then you get 5 points for an A. And so this is how that weighted GPA comes into effect, because we add extra points or give extra weight to letter grades based on the rigor of the class. So as you can see, as you're going down there, a B is the same, but it's 3 points, 3.5, 4 points, and so on and so forth. The other nice thing that we do in Williamson County is we add extra points to the student's semester percentage. So for instance, if you're taking English 1 honors at the end of the semester, if you have an 88% in that class, we add 3 points for an honors class. So that 88 plus 3 is a 91, bumping your grade to an A. And as you saw in the transcript before, we do letter grades on our transcripts, so that transcript would just show an A. Same thing for AP classes, but we add 5 points at the end of each semester for that. So in that case, that 88 would become a 93. It's still an A regardless, but just to give you an idea.
So all students will select 6 courses and a study hall for registration. On the right-hand side, we have an example of a schedule for a typical freshman incoming. Students are required to take English, math, and biology in their freshman year. Homeroom doubles as lunch and it is added automatically later to the schedule, so no need to register for that, but you will need to select 6 courses and the study hall initially. We do not recommend 7th courses, except you can forego your study hall and register for a 7th course if it is band, choir, orchestra, or JROTC. We do offer a handful of online courses, and those are denoted as OLP for online program. The only OLP course that freshmen can sign up for is Lifetime Wellness, and that's offered online through RHS. If your student is looking for a fully virtual online high school experience, you can apply to WCS's online program, Vanguard High School. However, you would not be a Ravenwood student anymore. You would be a fully Vanguard student. So that is completely unassociated with Ravenwood. As Ms. Schulze mentioned, we have something called an elective focus area, which is when students need to take 3 courses in a certain area. We just wanted to highlight our CTE, which is career and tech ed areas that we offer here. So we have IT, computer programming, finance, medical services in nursing, architecture and design, TV and film production, marketing, rehab careers, criminal justice, design and photography, biomedical science, and robotics. The only CTE elective focus area that's not housed here at Ravenwood is the EIC, which is the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center, and it's at Franklin High School. This is a separate program that students would need to apply to in their sophomore and junior year. We also have some more general and broad elective focus areas. We have the humanities and fine arts, math and science, AP focus, and military science, which is our JROTC program. For most of these, if you are going to use a course for a graduation requirement, such as a fine art or a math and science, you cannot apply it to an elective focus area, meaning if you are going to elective focus area in fine arts, you would need a total of 4, 1 for your graduation requirement and 3 for the elective focus area. The only area where this is not the case is our AP focus. You can take any 3 APs, even if it is for a graduation requirement, and that will satisfy the elective focus area. We wanted to highlight our brand new website, which has a lot of great information on it. If you go to this website on the top right now, we have a banner directing you directly to our course registration information. And this is what that looks like. So first we have a video walking you through step-by-step how to complete registration in Skyward in case you have any questions. This weekend, we will not be here at work, and so please do not call or email us with questions about Skyward and registration. Head on over to our website and check out that video tutorial, and it should be able to walk you through and answer any questions or troubles you may be having. If you scroll down on that same webpage, you will find videos highlighting our different elective focus areas and electives, all of the CTE focus areas, and also our engineering, your world course, our fine arts courses, and our world language courses. Further down on that page is just a copy of what we were just talking about, which is our elective focus areas, and then also all of the course offerings we have this year for 9th through 12th. Be careful selecting any course from that sheet because some of them do have prerequisites. So if you have any questions, just wait and jot them down on your registration sheet, and we can cover your course selections in your registration meeting one-on-one. Further down on that page, we have an example of a 4-year plan, which is something we will do with all of our students to map out their high school career and make sure they are fulfilling all of the graduation requirements, as well as all of the things that they want to study while they're here at Ravenwood. At the top, you'll see just a reiteration of the graduation requirements, and then if you scroll down on that page, you will see where we fill in. This is just an example of all the courses that you will take over the next 4 years. And then we also have our valedictorian and salutatorian criteria in case anyone's looking way ahead at graduation.
All right, so one big thing about being school counselors is that we are all about finding the balance. So we want you to come to Ravenwood and challenge yourself and grow academically, but we also want to challenge you to grow as a human being, as a person, with your connections with clubs and activities and your friendships and your relationships and your family. And so part of what we do when we meet with you and your student is we just try to find the classes that will challenge you, but that you're interested in. And hopefully that means that there's a little bit of a balance between that standard, honors, AP throughout your 4 years. The end of the day, you could take all standard classes at Ravenwood and you are still a college ready student. Our graduation requirements, even at the standard or regular class, is going to get you into a 4-year university. Of course, everybody has different plans for their future. And so for some students, they're really looking towards some of those more selective colleges. And in that case, we would want to try to boost that academic rigor in certain areas, keeping in mind that it's also important to build the whole person for those rigorous institutions. And for those more selective institutions, they're looking to see like what makes you you, and making sure that you've got time to develop that side of you that kind of makes you stand out and be unique. And so I just encourage you that as you're coming into your freshman year, that you take the time to remember that one, you're coming to a new school with lots of big changes and new people to meet, and that two, you want to have time to have fun, to be involved, to volunteer, whatever it is that you enjoy. And so coming in and not overloading yourself academically in a way that would keep you from doing some of those other things. And as I said before, we want to start that GPA off strong. And so we want you to be successful and just come in feeling really positive about the transition to high school. So please keep that in mind as you're going through your classes and when you're meeting with us. All right, the big scheduling picture. So Dr. Gorokowski is our administrator in charge of scheduling, and this is her favorite analogy, so I'll try to do it justice. But she likes to compare scheduling to kind of like baking a pizza. So as you're selecting classes and you're meeting with us as counselors and maybe adjusting those classes, we really try to stick with what we've decided. It's kind of like ordering a pizza and you're putting the toppings on the pizza, right? And if you tell me, before I put the pizza in the oven that, hey, I want to take the pepperonis off, well, okay, that's pretty easy to do, right? But once I've put that pizza in the oven, once we've created a master schedule, figuring out when all of our teachers are teaching, what teachers we need to hire, what rooms they're in, and that pizza is finished baking, it is a lot harder to move your student around, and there may not be room in a class that is different from the one that they've signed up for. And so we just ask that you think about this whenever you're selecting classes, and just know that we try our best. If you feel like you're misplaced in a class at the beginning of the school year, please, please, please come talk with your counselor or grade level admin. We will try to help you as much as we can, but at the end of the day, we are limited with the number of seats that we have in a class. So just be mindful as you're making those selections for next year. All right, and hopefully after all of this, you're not feeling stressed. It's all a piece of cake to you. If you came to our presentation live, then thank you. If you're watching this after the fact because you weren't able to make it, we hope that this video is helpful for you. We will be sending out links to our website and a PDF of this presentation so you can easily click the links and review the material. We want this to not be stressful for you, because at the end of the day, you and your student are going to meet with your counselor, and anything that's not right or that you've changed your mind about, we can fix for you. So this really is your week to think on things this weekend. Sign up for classes. Please make sure that you sign up under your student Skyward account and that you select the classes that your student was recommended for. If you choose to override a recommendation, we'll talk about that more when you meet one-on-one with your counselor. Don't forget that Sign Up Genius link will be coming to you via email February 8th. So you'll click on there, try to find your counselor, your student's counselor by last name, and make a meeting with them. If they are not available when you are available, or it's not working, maybe they're already booked up for some reason, don't stress. You can sign up with any counselor. We are all happy to help you. But if you can meet your counselor, that's always great. And as questions are popping up while you're registering for classes, you'll fill out that registration sheet that your student has. Just write the questions on there. We review that whenever we meet with you one-on-one. All right. And so as you're looking at all the materials that you've been given on February 7th today, these are some common questions that pop up. Again, you'll be able to reference these later. I just want to quickly run through them. You earned a high school credit in middle school. We looked at that on the transcript before. It will follow you. It will be a pass on your transcript. If you took Algebra 1 or geometry in middle school, you do need math every year. So you will have more than 4 credits of math by the time you graduate. And what is the difference between standard and honors? This is a great question. And to put it as simple as possible, an honors level course generally goes more in depth in the material and moves at a faster pace. Advanced placement classes are another step above honors in the pace and the depth, and they also have a lot more writing with advanced placement. So the difference between standard and honors is really going to come down to like, how interested are you in the material? Are you ready to work at a quick pace? Are you ready to get a little bit more in the nitty gritty of the details? Does everybody take lifetime wellness, even if they play sport? That's part of that 1.5 years of PE requirement. And so, yes, everybody takes lifetime wellness unless they complete 2 years of JRTC. But otherwise, everybody takes that. The 0.5 or the semester PE2 class can be waived if you play a RHS sport or an RHS club sport. If you take JRTC for 3 years, you do not have to take lifetime wellness, PE2, personal finance, or government. So it waives multiple graduation requirements for you. Does AP Human Geography meet the graduation requirement for social studies, for that world history requirement? Yes, it does. It meets that world history requirement for you. So you can take world history honors, or AP Human as a freshman to meet that requirement. And what counts as a fine art? When you're looking through the class options, you'll see enrichment. Under enrichment is everything that counts as a fine art, and that would meet that graduation requirement. And can I drop a class or level of a class once school starts? So we talked about that with the pizza, right? Please come talk to us if you are struggling in a class. We want to try to help you, but understand that helping you might mean that we hook you up with a tutor or a student helper or something that keeps you in that class, because we may not have room to move you elsewhere. But we don't want you to feel like you're in that class alone or that you have no support. So reach out to us. We'll try to figure out solutions that work for you. And what is a lab science? So part of our graduation requirements show that we need 3 years of science, one of them being a lab science. All of our sciences at Ravenwood are a lab science. So as you're looking at 4-year plans, any science that you want to take in that junior year would count towards that requirement. And thank you guys so much for being a part of our presentation and listening to us. We are here to answer questions, and we're happy to meet with you all soon and answer any questions that have popped up. Thank you guys.
Yep.